A moment in history. Doug Irvine has been in the wagon box for 30 years. Tonight he's got a young man who's celebrating his birthday. Son Britt Irvine, and at 14 years of age, that is his first time driving a truck wagon.
Welcome to a special edition of the Inside Track, presented by Ricky's Bar and Grill in Grande, Prairie. Joining me now, Britt Irvine. And Britt, the last time you and I spoke, we did an interview at the Calgary Stampede. You were shorter and I was thinner. At that time, you were talking about buying cows. Did you ever buy cows?
Yeah, I did. I'm up to 4 now, and yeah, it's pretty good.
So you got 4 cows. Do you plan on getting 5, 6, 10? What's that look like?
Well, I'm planning on getting 5 because that's what Dad limits me on his land right now. So.
Dad, your dad, he's setting restrictions?
Yeah, 5 cows because he doesn't have any more land than that. 5
cows, it's all Britt's getting. Well, last night, you made your debut as an assistant driver out on the track, 14 years of age. Happy birthday, by the way. Talk about that experience.
Well, yeah, it was pretty good. It was all muddy, and when I got in the wagon there, Dad wasn't very happy with the run, and it was just, we got back and I grabbed the wheelers, and I was really nervous because the grandstand was just going crazy and I wasn't quite sure what to do, but I knew I just had to drive the wheelers back and then I'd be good.
When did you know, when did your dad tell you you were going to be coming out on the wagon?
I knew that when I was turning 14 that I was going to get to ride in the wagon.
So I took a little bit of video. You were coming onto the track. So explain to fans what exactly you do. So you come onto the track with your dad, your assistant driver. Tell us about that whole process right until the race was over.
Well, so we get on the wagon back here where we hook the horses, and then we take off, we go sit there for a little bit, and then we get onto the track. Dad goes in, he takes his practice turns, and then sometimes, not last night, but sometimes I'll have to give him a pull if the horses are tough-mouthed, but they weren't last night. And then once we come back from our practice turn, we'll turn back around and we're coming in, and I have to be out before a certain point or else we'll take a penalty.
So after you get out of the wagon, your dad goes into the infield. What do you do after that? I
get out and then I watch the barrel turn from inside the infield there, and I just have to be ready in case there's a false start and we have to pull out. If we have to pull out, I have to get in case he needs to pull up. And then after the infield there, the horn blows and I climb over the fence and I run and I start going to the back stretch, kind of in between the back stretch and the second corner, so I can get in with him after he pulls up.
Am I making you nervous?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, you keep backing up, so you can come up. We're all good here. The Inside Track, presented by Ricky's Bar and Grill in Grande, Prairie. So I do have some footage of you jumping in the back of the wagon at the end of the race. What's that like? Do you have to time it? Is it easy?
Well, it just depends on how fast Dad's going. If he's going super fast, then it can be hard, but last night it was pretty easy. You just kind of want to get in front of that back wheel, and right as the stove rack's coming by you grab onto the hoops, and then you just jump in the back of the stove rack and get in, and then you give Dad a hand if he needs one.
So you went from being nervous, the grandstand, full grandstand, you could hear that. How did you feel coming back in front of the grandstand after the race?
Well, yeah, I felt pretty good. It was different. I never had that feeling before. It was, I don't know, it was something, that's for sure.
All right, we talked about outriding there back at the Calgary Stampede. Now you've had your hands on the lines in front of a crowd. In the future, you're 14 years old, got a few years to go. Do you see yourself driving? Is it something you want to do?
Well, yeah, maybe a little bit later, but I definitely want to outride first, and maybe when I'm like 30 years old, maybe drive a wagon.
Are there any conditions, anything that's going to take for you to drive a wagon? Your mom, your dad giving you any advice?
Well, yeah, Dad has to show me a few things, but he's told me lots already that he definitely ain't giving me horses, so I definitely have to find a good source of income.
What might that source of income be?
Outriding, probably. Lots of years of outriding. Pay the bills, and then I need find good sponsorship before I start, probably.
So behind the scenes here, your dad had given us a few suggestions and other ways that you might be able to generate income What was he talking about?
Oh yeah, Dad says that I should get a sugar mama to pay for all my horses and stuff.
Well, I think you're 14. You got about 4, 7, 6, few years to go. But hey, Britt, great to see you. You're getting taller. I'm getting wider. Thanks for this interview.
Yeah, you betcha, Brian.